What really happens when someone consumes only water for 120 straight hours? That means 5 full days without normal meals. At first, the body relies on stored energy. However, the situation becomes more complicated as time passes. Hunger may change, energy levels can fall, concentration may suffer. Meanwhile, hydration and electrolyte balance become increasingly important. Most people focus only on weight loss. However, that is only one small part of the story. By the end of this video, you will understand what happens during each major stage. Please do well to subscribe to All Health Code in all our social media handles. God bless you. Imagine waking up on day 1 and removing every normal meal. No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, only water remains. Your body immediately notices the difference. However, it does not suddenly stop functioning. Instead, it begins adjusting its energy strategy. That adjustment becomes more noticeable as stored fuel changes. Interestingly, the biggest challenge may not even be hunger. Later, another factor becomes far more important. That factor can affect muscles, nerves, energy, and overall function. And surprisingly, drinking more water does not automatically solve it. During normal eating, carbohydrates provide an important energy source. After eating, glucose circulates through the bloodstream. The body can also store some glucose for later use. When food disappears, incoming energy disappears too. Therefore, the body begins depending more heavily on stored fuel. Think of your body like a house during a power outage. The normal electricity is gone. Therefore, the backup generator begins working. At first, the change may not seem dramatic. However, stored fuel is limited. As fasting continues, the body begins changing how it produces energy. This transition can affect physical performance. It may also affect concentration and mood. Some people may feel tired. Others may experience headaches or weakness. However, responses vary between individuals. But the next stage is where hunger becomes surprisingly unpredictable. Many people imagine hunger becoming stronger every hour. However, the body does not always work that way. Hunger signals can rise and fall throughout the day. They may become intense at certain times. Later, they may temporarily decrease. That does not necessarily mean the body no longer needs food. Instead, hunger involves complex hormonal and neurological signals. Therefore, reduced hunger does not automatically mean everything is fine. Weakness, dizziness, confusion, or unusual fatigue deserve attention. These symptoms matter more than completing an extreme online challenge. Here is where the water-only idea becomes more complicated. Water provides fluid. However, your body also relies on electrolytes. These minerals support muscles, nerves, and fluid balance. Therefore, hydration involves more than simply drinking water. And during prolonged food restriction, that balance deserves serious attention. Keep watching because the next stage explains why water alone cannot replace everything food provides. Water plays an essential role throughout the body. It helps regulate temperature. It supports circulation. It also helps transport substances through the bloodstream. However, water does not contain all nutrients required for normal health. Food normally supplies important minerals and nutrients. When food disappears for an extended period, those nutrients stop arriving. Electrolytes, such as sodium and potassium, support important body functions. They help nerves transmit signals. They also support normal muscle activity. Therefore, prolonged fasting should never be treated casually. Drinking excessive amounts of water can also create problems. More is not always better. The body depends on balance. That is the key message. Meanwhile, the bathroom scale may begin showing dramatic numbers. This is where many fasting videos become misleading. Someone steps on a scale. The number drops. Then viewers assume every lost kilogram represents body fat. However, scale weight is much more complicated. Your total body weight includes water. It also includes stored fuel, food inside the digestive system, muscle, fat, and other tissues. Therefore, rapid scale changes do not automatically represent rapid fat loss. Some early changes can involve water and stored carbohydrates. That explains why scale changes can appear surprisingly fast. However, fast weight loss does not automatically equal healthy progress. Furthermore, severe restriction can affect energy and daily performance. That is why dramatic before and after numbers require context. 4 to 420 visual show a digital scale dropping quickly. 420 to 440 visual break body weight into several categories. 4 to 5 o'clock visual stamp weight loss, pure fat loss across the screen. But the most important question is not what the scale says. Instead, ask this question: how is the person actually functioning? Can they concentrate normally? Can they move comfortably? Are they unusually weak or dizzy? These signs matter more than completing a 120-hour countdown. Stay to the end because the final stage is often ignored in fasting videos. Please do well to subscribe to All Health Code in all our social media handles. God bless you. Your brain requires a constant supply of energy. Your muscles do too. Therefore, long periods without normal nutrition can influence daily performance. Some people may feel mentally slower. Others may find physical activity more difficult. A normal workout may suddenly feel harder. Climbing stairs may feel more tiring. Even routine concentration can become challenging. However, experiences differ. That is important. Online testimonials often present one person's experience as universal. The human body is far more complicated. Age matters. Health conditions matter. Medication use matters. Activity levels matter. Therefore, one person's fasting story cannot predict another person's response. Electrolytes help regulate several essential body processes. Sodium helps control fluid balance. Potassium supports normal muscle and nerve function. Other electrolytes also contribute to normal physiology. Normally, food helps supply many of these nutrients. During extended food restriction, normal intake disappears. That does not guarantee an electrolyte problem. However, it creates another reason prolonged fasting deserves caution. Symptoms such as unusual weakness, confusion, severe dizziness, or feeling very unwell should never be ignored. At that point, completing an experiment should not be the priority. Health should always come first. Now imagine the countdown finally reaches 0. 5 days have passed. Surely the story ends there. Not quite. The next step also matters. After prolonged restriction, suddenly returning to normal eating may not feel comfortable. Therefore, the end of the fast should not be treated like the finish line of a competition. Watch the final 2 minutes because this changes the entire meaning of the experiment. A 120-hour water-only fast demonstrates one thing clearly. The human body can adapt when normal food intake disappears. However, adaptation does not automatically mean optimal health. The body constantly works to maintain balance. It adjusts energy use. It regulates fluid. It responds to changing nutrient availability. That is impressive. However, extreme restriction is not required to appreciate those processes. More importantly, dramatic results should never become automatic recommendations. A viral video may show rapid weight change. It may show someone celebrating finishing 5 days. However, the camera rarely shows every physiological detail. That missing context matters. In a 50 to 8:10, visual countdown reaches 0. 8:10 to 8:30, visual replay earlier body animations rapidly. And one final myth needs to disappear. One common idea suggests that completing a long fast automatically proves strong discipline. However, health should not become a test of endurance. Ignoring warning signs is not discipline. Pushing through severe discomfort is not automatically beneficial. The better approach involves understanding your body's needs. Balanced nutrition remains important. Adequate hydration remains important. Sleep matters too. So does regular physical activity. Most importantly, extreme health practices should never be copied simply because they went viral. Anyone considering prolonged fasting should discuss it with a qualified healthcare professional. That advice becomes especially important when medications or health conditions are involved. So what happens when someone drinks only water for 120 hours? The body begins shifting its energy strategy. Hunger patterns can change. Body weight may fall quickly. Energy and concentration may also change. Meanwhile, hydration and electrolyte balance remain important. However, the biggest lesson has nothing to do with surviving 5 days. The real lesson is understanding how carefully the body maintains balance. Extreme fasting may create dramatic content. However, sustainable health usually comes from consistent habits. If you found this breakdown interesting, watch the next video on everyday habits that quietly affect your metabolism. But what happens when you change just one daily habit instead? Please do well to subscribe to All Health Code in all our social media handles. God bless you.